Bet you never thought you'd be back here, huh? Me neither, but old habits die hard. Hey guys, how we all doing? Welcome back to another video. Thank you for sticking with me in the months I've been absent. Recently I saw a video by a guy called Mr. Bob. It was a video called How Rec Room Could Rise Again, and he basically had a list of points that he made, talk about how Rec Room could get better. And I didn't really agree with much of what he said, if I'm honest. I did leave a comment saying that I liked his video and stuff, and asked if I could make a response, and he never got back to me. So I'm just going to make this video. I'll link to the video. You guys can watch it for yourself. Don't leave hate or anything like that, okay? That's not what we're here for. Leave hate for Rec Room on Rec Room channels and Rec Room. I'm perfectly fine with that. So at the start of Bob's video, he says,
Rec Room is a business, and we need to respect that.
Now that was the first thing I sort of disagreed with, because yeah, Rec Room is a company, but we don't have to respect that. They're making a bad product, okay? Rec Room is not a good game, and we are allowed to be angry about that, because we are the consumers of this product. We're allowed to make a noise and be upset when they change something we don't want changing, when they break the game that doesn't need breaking, or when they don't support something we want to keep enjoying. We're allowed to make a fuss about that. Now for this chapter I've kind of decided to change the scene a little bit, because it would just be boring if I was in my dorm room constantly. Bob suggests many things in his segment of his video.
Make it a little fair to make tokens. Improve prices just enough so people have somewhat of a chance to earn tokens. Invest in other ways to make money rather than making items overpriced and just putting all your eggs in that basket.
But what I could essentially boil it down to was make things cheaper and make tokens easier to get. That was the way things used to be. But it can't be done now. Why is this no longer possible? Well, it's for two reasons, and these two reasons are kind of thorny and they split off into more sub-reasons. The first major reason is because the Rec Room economy, for lack of a better word, is fucked. Rec Room Plus has caused major inflation in tokens. When Rec Room Plus first came out, which I think was 2020, it meant that a lot of players could justify buying more tokens. But that meant a ton of people now had a ton of tokens, and these previously sort of decently priced items were now insanely cheap. And so people bought all those, and Rec Room had to compensate by making things more expensive. Rec Room Plus's real life impacts also have an effect on the economy as well. Rec Room Plus means that Rec Room Inc. is making a lot more money, because subscription fees are very lucrative ways of making money. People buy subscriptions and forget about them, or people don't ever cancel them, they just live with it. So Rec Room was all of a sudden making a ton of money. So what would Rec Room Inc. want to do next? They'd want to incentivize Rec Room Plus by hiking prices of costumes and wearables, and that causes people to want to buy tokens because of the FOMO culture that has swamped Rec Room so much, especially because Rec Room have recently started doing limited time drops as well. Limited time drops were usually for seasonal things, like Christmas or summer or Easter, but now limited time drops are just constantly coming out, for no reason, just constantly coming out, which makes people want to buy tokens so they can buy this limited edition rare item. The second major reason why it just wouldn't work to make tokens easily earned and make things cheaper is because Rec Room are greedy. Sure, it's the classic, they're a company, they're allowed to make money, but no, they are greedy and they're money grubbing with the way they make money. With increased sales of token bundles and Rec Room Plus since these things began really taking off, especially with increased markets of Quest 2 and Xbox back when they were released, why make tokens easily freely earned? The revamped reward system as well, that took away guaranteed tokens from Rec Room Originals and made it so that occasionally you'll rarely ever get 10 or 20 tokens in a box, and you'll usually just get free 4 stars, which might seem like a good trade-off, but 4 stars weren't making a lot of money anyway. And a lot of the newer items that come out now are 5 stars, and they're really expensive. Rec Room can just afford to give away 1 to 4 star items because they don't make as much money, if any anymore, because you can just get them for free. So with their new strategy, they can just focus entirely on 5 stars, make them super expensive, and let the subscription fees and the token bundles, and just token purchases in general, like the starter pack, can just fund all of Rec Room's bullshit these days. Rec Room Inc. don't care about Rec Room Originals. Bob even acknowledged this in his video.
Update your games, man. Update your games, please.
And the reason for this is really, Really simple. Community rooms make a ton of cash. Rec Room Originals are just a sunk cost at this point. Theoretically, there's not even a reason to keep them live anymore, because weekly challenges are gone and daily challenges are worthless to do. I have a feeling that Rec Room Inc.'s cut of compensation from keys and consumables in community rooms probably out-earned all of their Rec Room Original merch booths in the first year. But Rec Room, they only take a 30% cut, right? They only take a 30% cut on a transaction-by-transaction basis. From every player-to-player transaction, Rec Room takes a 30% cut of tokens. So really, Rec Room's cut is a lot higher than they say it is, purely because of the amount of people who just never make an absurd amount of tokens off of their rooms. Now, Bob recommended a team of people, either volunteers or workers, to just focus entirely on Rec Room Originals, maintaining them and updating them and supporting them. And that's a good idea. Maybe not the volunteer bit, but it's never going to happen. Rec Room just do not care enough to do that. And here's a list of all the Rec Room Originals that have been fucked over for no apparent reason. In the third section of Bob's video, he says this:
We have to be more understanding of the creators and stuff. Remember, give Rec Room time.
Respectfully, we do not need to give Rec Room time. Since 2020, we've been giving Rec Room time to fix anything that they've done wrong, and they've not done it. So let's just take a moment to compare Rec Room with a very similar sized company, a little known company called Valve Corp. But Valve are a tech titan. They have a PC monopoly. They have Steam, they have Portal, Portal 2, Half-Life. Here's the thing. Valve and Rec Room Inc. employ about the same number of people. Now, as a little history about Valve, they began in 1996, which was a very long time ago. And since then, they've been slowly building up a monopoly in the PC gaming market, with Steam being one of the biggest launchers, if not the biggest launcher of PC games. I mean, shit, I'm playing on Steam right now. This is a Steam VR session of Rec Room I've got going on here. As of 2024, March 2024, they are supposedly valued at $6.9 billion. Now let's take Rec Room Inc., originally against Gravity. They began in 2016 with their first game, Rec Room, and as of 2021, they are valued at $3.5 billion. That is half of Valve. It took them 5 years to be worth half of Valve. For Valve to get a valuation of over $3 billion, it took them till 2012. But then again, people like Star Centurion will say, but that's their valuation. That's not how much they've got in the bank. Rec Room Inc., this past February, raised over $200 million in investment. Now, for anybody who's not aware, in basic, easy to understand business practice, you don't invest money you don't expect to get back. Rec Room Inc. must be returning a lot back to these investors. Now, that's a lot of money being invested, but what output have they actually done? Nothing. They've done nothing. My Little Monsters is buggy and shitty. It crashes on PC. Nothing is being made. Nothing is being done. Nothing that's good quality anyway. Rec Room do not care. They have shown it time and time again with every change that got backlash, and they flat out plugged their ears and ignored it. They removed all the fun games from the rec center, like pool and table tennis and darts, and it's just an empty room now where you can talk to people who don't like the game either. They changed their easy-to-navigate, stylized 3D menus for 2D menus, which are still not completely added in almost 3 years after the update, as evidenced by this 3D menu and this 3D menu. They removed the rec center door, which just now opens the play menu on your watch. Then they also removed the social media board from the dorm room, which is now just your play menu on your watch. From your dorm, you can now open 3 different play menus at once. They did the soft removal of weeklies last year, saying that they were going to have an overhauled system, and then they just hard removed weeklies and said there's no system, we've not made anything, and we're not going to bother for at least another little while. In 2021, they promised PSVR 2 support. They said they had the dev kit, and then they've done nothing with it. But they are going to make an Apple Vision Pro port for no reason. Every single change Rec Room has made in the past 4 years has been objected to by the player base and has then been ignored. Rec Room don't care about the players, they simply care about if the money keeps coming in. Because all of these changes don't change the way that their cash flow comes in with subscriptions and the tokens. They don't care. They don't care. This doesn't affect their bottom line whatsoever. Rec Room cannot get better, and it will not get better. With their massive success, Rec Room Inc. have gotten complacent. They've gotten lazy. They're perfectly fine re-releasing the same old shit week in, week out. Whether it was old weekly skins in newer weekly challenges, or now it's simply just old weekly skins for too many tokens. They simply do not care anymore. Sorry to go on another Rec Room rant. Hopefully this video doesn't come out too long, because it's just... I don't want to dedicate more of my life to complaining about this shitty game. Bob said his video took hours to put together. I'd say mine took maybe 15-20 minutes. I had to rewatch his video a few times just to make sure I hadn't missed anything. Check out his video, see if you agree with anything he says. Leave constructive criticism if you desperately need to say something or anything. Or you could just watch it and lurk it. Who cares? Thank you for watching this video. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. You listening to this very broken man complaining about a kid's pixel game. Please do like and subscribe. Share the video with a friend if they play Rec Room and they don't like the game either. Or if they do like the game and you want to change their mind. Comment what you think if you've got any constructive criticism. I mean, you can leave hate in my comments if you want. You can harass me all you want. Click the bell if you do subscribe so you get notified on the rare occasion I upload a video. And make sure you always drink in moderation. Thank you for watching.